Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's going on, guys? Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we have a breaking Star Wars news update for Andor Season 2. Let's go ahead and hop right on into it. We are hearing multiple reputable sources reporting on this, such as Deadline.com. We'll take a read from their article in just a moment, but essentially what we have going on here as Andor Season 2 is in the midst of its production and filming, as it has been going on for the last couple of months now. Season 2 has recently been halted from its filming just a few weeks before it was set to actually finish filming. So just as you might imagine, it got so close yet so far from actually completing its production and its filming. Now with that going on, why was its production now halted here? This year's because of the ongoing SAG-AFTRA strike, with the actors strike that's been going on alongside with the Writers Guild of America strike at the same time. Both of these are disrupting Hollywood quite a bit, and it is for quite a good cause, don't get me wrong. My biggest problem with it is now they're messing with my Star Wars. You don't touch my Star Wars. These studios need to fix the problems and get these workers their better equal wages and everything else that they want, better working conditions and everything that else is going on with that. I think that we all just about have an idea of what's going on with both of these strikes, the Writers Guild of America and the SAG-AFTRA writers strike, as these actors and writers both equally are on strike currently for better working condition and better paying wages from these multi-billion-dollar companies such as Disney. And so now we're at a point of where just about all of these projects are coming to a halt. Just a couple of days ago now, we had Deadpool 3 was flourishing, filming. We were getting behind the scenes photos and our first couple of teases for that movie. For my Marvel fans out there, I have a Marvel channel linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. And just like that, at the snap of a finger, it had completely halted and stopped its filming in support, of course, of the SAG-AFTRA strike. So unlike the Writers Guild of America and their kind of ongoing situation of the picket lines, we are still seeing that with the SAG-AFTRA strike, with the actors, of where they're coming out, they have the pickets and the protests and everything like that. That is actually disrupting like the work, so they can't really do much with all this noise that's going on in the background, people blocking the doors and that type of thing. But quite supportively of the SAG-AFTRA strike for the actors is that we see these actors and directors and actual filmmakers see this and they listen to it and they stop it for a good cause. Not because they are being forced to necessarily, but they're doing it out of the goodness of their hearts, and they are supporting what is currently going on with Hollywood. So that's kind of just like the gist of what's going on with the Writers Guild and the SAG-AFTRA strikes, essentially. If you want to know more about that, of course, go ahead and look it up. What's going on with Andor Season 2, for what I'm hearing, is that there's two different stories, two different sides, and it's still kind of a developing thing at this point, of that we're hearing either that it's completely stopped its filming and that it will pick back up its filming just as soon as these strikes kind of blow over and everything kind of goes back to normal, or that they're done filming, like this is it. And that really the last couple of things that they wanted to film and shoot here for the show just are never actually going to come to fruition and never actually happen. They're never going to go back to the production or the filming or anything like that. And that's really just because they got so dang close to the end, they kind of cut it, call it like good enough, really. But as I had mentioned, I don't necessarily know what the situation is with that. That is something that is up in the air. It would be very unfortunate if they didn't go back for Andor Season 2, wrap it completely up, come full circle with everything, and really wrap it up and actually finish its filming and everything like that. Part of the problem, though, however, that lies with that is that they don't know when these strikes are going to end. That goes for both the Writers Guild and the SAG-AFTRA actors. They could end both at the same time, which is very most likely. But then you also have to render in the idea of that many projects, beloved projects, both shows and movies, are now going to be pushed back, delayed, or even canceled. So we're right now, everything's kind of just come to a standing, like a still water, essentially. And now what we're going to see as the next step is now you're going to start seeing projects delayed, and then from there you're going to start seeing projects canceled. From what I'm hearing is that many ongoing projects are currently in like production stages and filming stages. It varies for what stages of filming and production they're currently at, but for many it's around 1 to 2 months that they're able to take on a full-on halt, and it won't affect the release dates of any of the projects necessarily. That goes for both Marvel and Star Wars. However, after you get after like that 1 or 2 month kind of margin area, essentially, depending on of what project it is, how far along they are in the production and the filming process. From there, you'll start to see the delays. Now, Tony Gilroy is very concrete on the idea of Andor Season 2 coming in 2024, sometime in the later of the year, very similar to when we saw it releasing in the fall time, September, I believe it was for Season 1. So same thing, he wants to do the same thing for Season 2. Let's go ahead and take a quick read here from Deadline and their kind of full report on everything that we're hearing from them. Of course, I'll have their article linked in the description down below. As they read, exclusively, Andor will be forced to temporarily pause its Season 2 shoot as it becomes the latest major victim of the SAG-AFTRA strike. So right off the bat, we're hearing that it's a temporary pause and that they will come back to actually go full circle and finish its filming and everything like that. Now, Disney Plus's critically acclaimed Star Wars series is just weeks away from wrapping in the UK for its production and filming, but it looks to fall short of the finish line as a result of the actor strike, which is wrapping its first week. Now, a representative for the series, producer Lucasfilm, has declined to comment on anything further with this. It is a full-out war between the studios and the actors and the workers, really, overall. There's a lot of names in the credits. There's a lot of people that work on these projects. Now, amid to the speculation in the UK that the series was shut down and has shut down, Deadline.com understands that Andor remains in production at Pinewood Studios without its SAG-AFTRA cast members, and that's really just missing like a bunch of people to be working on the show, and it will continue shooting for as long as it can with actors who fall under agreements with Equity and the British Acting Union. The Equity performers have been told that they risk being sued for breach of the contract if they walk off set in solidarity with American colleagues. It is currently unclear of when Andor will be able to complete the remainder of its shoot and production and filming with the actors who are currently striking. There is currently no end in sight for the SAG-AFTRA or the WGA, Writers Guild of America, walkouts and strikes. Those can go on for weeks, which they kind of have at this point, months for the WGA, and its strike at this point. Andor creator and showrunner Tony Gilroy, who is also on strike as a WGA member, has spoken out in support of the industrial action, telling Deadline.com last week that studios were being recklessly careless with the overall industry and being greedy to a point. He had added that, in quote, "I think SAG and Writers Guild are trying to preserve our industry. In such a strange way, we've become the creators and the entrepreneurs. The creative community are becoming the protectors of this industry, this huge industry that people love." Ending that quote right there. Diego Luna and Stellan Skarsgård are among the Andor Season 2 cast. The show was planned out as a 2-season adventure, with the second season leading up to the events into Star Wars Rogue One, where audiences were first introduced to Diego's Cassian Andor character. And if I may add on to that, I find it weird that Tony Gilroy is on strike, but yet the show is currently in production and filming for the people that aren't necessarily a part of the SAG-AFTRA strike. Although, as Deadline in their article did read with that, is that that's something that they understand, not confirmed, of that Andor remains in production at Pinewood Studios in the UK without its SAG-AFTRA cast members, and will continue shooting for as long as it can with the actors who fall under the agreements with the Equity and the British Acting Union. That is something that's more of a speculation at this point and a rumor, not necessarily 110% confirmed. So I will keep you guys updated with that and all types of other Star Wars related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns that we cover here on the channel. There are more than likely more Star Wars shows on the way and projects that are currently in the midst of their production, such as Star Wars The Acolyte, that are probably about to go on strike and halt their productions as well, which is going to result in delays for many of these projects, which will be unfortunate. The pressure's on to these major studios such as Disney, such as Lucasfilm, Marvel Studios, for fair, equal working conditions and everything all under that kind of umbrella overall. Guys, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Of course, I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. What do you want to see with Andor Season 2 overall? But also, what do you guys think about these whole like writer strikes and everything like that, how it's affecting Star Wars and everything that's going on with Lucasfilm as well? I would love to hear all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, guys. Thanks so much for watching today's video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. This has been Unofficial Star Wars. Peace out.